There was a man named Cale, a traveler. He was told that on the other side of the Great Canyon there was a valley where the air was pure, the water was crystal clear, and the mind could find peace. His only goal was to get there. But Cale had a habit. He was a collector. At the start of his journey he found a perfectly round marble stone. "This stone reminds me of my home," he said, and he kept it in his sack. A few days later, he found a shining quartz crystal. "This is the symbol of my future success, the wealth I will have," he thought, and he kept it in the sack. Further on, he found a dark, jagged volcanic rock. "This represents the pain I've suffered," he murmured, "a lesson I must never forget," and he kept it in the sack. Kyle's journey was long, and his sack, now full of stones, became his greatest burden. He no longer looked at the landscape. He didn't feel the sun. His eyes were fixed on the ground, just a few steps ahead of him. His mind wasn't on the Valley of Peace. It was entirely focused on not letting go of his sack. He protected the stones. He cleaned them. At night, he counted them. They were his memories, his fears, his ambitions, his heartaches. They were his identity, and they were killing him. Finally, exhausted, he reached the edge of the Great Canyon. The Valley of Peace was visible, right on the other side, but there was a problem. The only way across was a rope bridge, narrow and fragile, swinging dangerously over the abyss. Kyle tried. He put one foot on the bridge, but the weight on his back pulled him backward. The bridge groaned. He tried to crawl, but the sack was too wide and heavy. He couldn't cross. He sat in the dust, defeated. He looked at the valley of his dreams and then at the sack that kept him from it. "What do I do?" he yelled into the void. On the other side, an old hermit who lived in the valley was watching him. With light, steady steps, she crossed the bridge toward him, as if she were dancing over the danger. She stopped in front of Cale and looked at the sack. "You seem tired, traveler," she said, her voice as soft as the wind. "I can't get across," Kyle said, frustrated. "This bridge is too weak for me." The hermit smiled gently. "The bridge isn't weak, traveler. Your load is heavy, but I can't leave this." Kyle clutched the sack. "This is my memories, my lessons, my goals. If I let this go, who am I?" The hermit tilted her head. "What an interesting question. Are you the traveler? Or are you the baggage? Are you the one who walks, or are you the weight you carry?" She took her staff and poked the marble stone. "You admire this stone so much that you've forgotten what it's like to walk with a straight back." She poked the shining quartz. "You are so focused on owning the future that you are sacrificing your present to carry it." And then she pointed to the dark volcanic rock. "And this one, you say it's a lesson, but you haven't learned it. You just carry it. Learning is letting go of the weight, not getting used to the pain." Kyle looked at his hands, calloused from holding the straps. "Letting go," the hermit said, "isn't about having empty hands. It's about having free hands, free to hold onto the bridge, free to feel the wind, free to receive what the valley has to offer." "But what if I forget?" Cale whispered. "You won't," she said. "You don't need to carry the ocean to remember the sea. You don't need to carry your chains to remember freedom." With a sob, Cale opened the sack. He took the volcanic rock, the stone of pain, and looked at it one last time. "I have learned," and he threw it into the abyss. He took the quartz, the stone of ambition. "My future isn't a stone, it's a path," and he threw it into the abyss. He hesitated on the marble stone, the one from his home. The hermit watched in silence. Cale smiled. He kissed the stone and placed it gently on the ground at the cliff's edge. "I honor my past, but I will no longer be carried by it." He stood up. His shoulders felt light. He felt the wind on his face. Kyle stepped onto the bridge, and for the first time, he wasn't focused on the weight he was carrying. He was focused on where he was stepping. He crossed the canyon, and when he reached the other side, he didn't look back. He just walked toward the valley, free. This story teaches us a profound truth about letting go. Many of us are Cale. We're exhausted, standing at the edge of the bridge to our peace, our happiness, our next level, but we're clinging to our sack of stones. What's in your sack? Maybe it's the stone of a relationship that ended years ago, but you still carry the pain and the guilt. Maybe it's the stone of an old mistake at work, one that keeps you from trying something new for fear of failing again. Maybe it's the stones of other people's expectations, or the heavy stone of anxiety, the need to control a future that doesn't even exist yet. We identify so much with our burden that we believe we are the burden. But the hermit's lesson is clear. Learning is letting go of the weight, not getting used to the pain. Letting go doesn't mean you can't love, can't have memories, or can't have ambitions. It means you are no longer owned by them. It means honoring your past, but placing it gently on the ground instead of carrying it on your back. It means dreaming of the future but without letting its weight crush your present. Detachment is the space between you and your emotions. It's the freedom to choose which thoughts deserve your energy. It's the art of walking light. Kale's journey is all of our journeys. And today, maybe it's the day to look inside your own sack. I want you to reflect. Honestly, what is the stone you are carrying that weighs the most on your journey? Share your reflection in the comments below. Let's use this space to learn how to let go together. If this parable helped you feel a little lighter, if it gave you permission to set something down, please leave a like and share this video. There are so many people walking around hunched over by the weight of their own stones. This message might be the hermit they need to meet today. For more powerful stories that help you find freedom and inner peace, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Remember, you are not your baggage. Let go of the weight. Cross the bridge.